the Gwen in 1v1 up top as well. So I'm kind of feeling the Mord pick. You know, usually in the past, when MFTs like Mordekaiser or Nocturne, we're like, is this really going to work out from them? But I think that if they can play it out well, it just might.
Yeah, and also another thing about Mordekaiser, right, is if Yuumi is on a target, you ult the target that the Yumi's sitting on, and the Yuumi is stuck, sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Because Yuumi does not get to come and join the Shadow Realm, so that could be the reason why they ended up settling on the Mordekaiser over the Jax as well. So a lot of interesting things to think about, but we're making our way onto the Rift, Jenny, and this is our last game of the night.
Sheesh. Sorry, I was just a bit excited. I heard the last game of the night, and you know, I'm pumped. I'm hyped. This is a great game. You know, we saw some one-sided games earlier, right? We're not gonna lie. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. But DCG, MFT. Oh no, this is not how it starts. Taco, please. Walk it off. Walk it off. Oh, thank God. That was not how I wanted this last game to start off, Frank.
He is walking. He is a big lumbering armor man, and they do spot out the ward that does get tossed down onto the red buff. 665 of course has the red trinket to sweep it out, so once it comes off a cooldown, we expect them to kill that ward, which is going to help out Taco here because it does mean he's going to hit level 2 off of this first minion wave.
Yeah, so we'll get the level 2 advantage. Talking about level 2 advantage, this T shouldn't have a problem picking up most of the first wave. He's still Q over at the level 1. Bit of a rework also, bit of a slight nerf, I think, to Leah on 12-13, just in terms of the damage. The way that her 1-5 and then boulder works, but it's not going to matter all that much, I think, versus the Seraphine. You shouldn't quite see for the wave clear, but whoa! Issue, no follow-up though after landing that Q.
Of course, not quite enough damage early on, but Taco! Man, this man is going to town. He is bringing it to Leaky up to the top lane. Both of these top laners are flashless, so that is something to try and keep track of, because it does mean they are susceptible to ganks. Although after level 6 for Taco, he doesn't really care if you bring 2 or 3 people up top lane, because he can just have his 1v1 regardless.
I just realized that these two top laners, like their IDs combined, are like Leaky Taco, which is literally the worst type of Taco you could ever have. Like that's like a solid 0 out of 10.
I mean, if Waka was a top laner, we could have Wako Taco.
Oh my god, Waku Waku.
Yeah.
We just weebin in here. I don't know. It's late.
I mean, it's late for you. It's early.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's gotta be what, 6 in the morning for you?
7 a.m. That's...
You're a champ. I didn't know how you cast from like 2 to like 7 in the morning.
That's my time zone
actually
here.
Cracked.
And I mean, as of now, there's not a lot happening, right? It's just kind of farming. We're waiting for these junglers to try and get involved. And for 665, of course, is the level 3 power spike for Wukong, and if any jungler or if any laner dies to a level 3 Wukong gank, shame on you. As 665 is possibly setting up a trap topside. We'll see if Leaky falls.
Yeah, they got 1 second.
It's a
push to
2v2.
the Northern River. Hana is here. Oh, he's in the fog of war. They don't know 665 is here. They're just trying to bait Leaky towards the right side. Leaky is also kind of trying to posture, hoping Taco doesn't realize Hana is there.
They're both trying to bait for their jungler.
Yo.
And it's both unsuccessful.
I mean, they aren't amateurs, you know, Frank. They're not your average idiot that you meet in solo queue who
Okay.
sees the jungler come in, and then sorry, I just have so much
Yeah.
PTSD, you know, from this happening, so much baggage.
COVID Jenny hits different, folks.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yikes.
665 will get spotted out by that
Yeah,
ward by the
this is
Raptors.
yeah, this is a great word from Hana. As you're mentioning, there's not all that much happening early on. I think a lot of both teams really just waiting for 6 for the big ultimates to come online. The Mordekaiser, Wukong Sinjao also at 6. You're kind of waiting for Nesty for Talia to use the ultimate, the Weaver's Wall, for a side lane roam. We've seen him do that a lot. I mean, sure, it's great for team fights, it's great for cutting people off, but we also see him use it a lot in terms of faster roam into the side lane. Meanwhile, of course, Dairy versus Silverbot is just going to be a farm fest to see who hits that 300 first. So yeah, not all that action as of now.
Yeah, and for MFT, they do have a very strong team fight setup, right? Okay, level 6 hit by Taco, and he's just running at Leaky, hoping to find an opening and just throw down the ultimate or at least get a big chunk, knowing that, hey, I have ult advantage, and Leaky has to respect that, has to give a lot of space over, and Taco feels like this wave in a perfect position for him at the moment, as MFT, they actually don't pull the trigger on that dragon. A little bit surprised there, but, you know, hey, let's not flip the game when Taco is just bodying Leaky right now.
Yeah, I think maybe they're a bit worried about where Hana might be. He's over at, I think, second blue just now. He's over on blue buff. They didn't really have wards, so they do have mid as well as bot side warded for the squad of MFT. I think they're just content to take Scuttle and then not try and lose at the 6-minute early dragon. So very measured from them. They do have a very slight gold lead off of DCG, about 1,200 gold. That's purely kind of from the CS difference that we're seeing across the board, most notably mid, and then a couple of CS here and there, except for bottom side. So still a pretty quiet game, I think, but now that we have hit level 6, things might just be different.
Yeah, might speed things up, especially once these junglers hit level 6. That could be really the big turning point, or when these supports hit level 6, of course, that offers a lot of pick power, team fight power when it comes to the Yuumi, pick potential when it comes to the Nautilus ultimate. And Home 2 so far very comfortable on the Seraphine, as it will be the Xin hopping over the wall. This would be a nice takeaway if they can get it, because it would deny that first team fight at level 6 for the side of MFT, which is pretty strong combo. And yeah, Wukong being up in the top side does mean that this is going to be a dragon into the hands of DCG, a nice little sneak away.
Yeah, very nice from them. I think MFT really only had the one pink ward over on mid side, but I think they didn't notice the way that Hana was actually pathing towards the dragon, and that's actually going to give them the opportunity for him to try and steal this blue buff away. There is a red ward for red ward over in the bush right there. Will initially look like they want to try something. It's just going to be a Q poking over the wall, not all that much damage right now. I think the damage on Qs did go down, especially in the early ranks on 12-13, but Plant gonna spot out Leaky. 665 just kind of posturing. It's gonna be a smite fight. Oh wait, no, it's after the win.
I mean, it is a smite fight, I guess.
It's a fight. It is a fight.
Yeah, and now 665 is actually setting up for a possible dive attempt here. This is really interesting. He's gonna take away the Gromp instead, actually, as Home 2 looked like he wanted to make his way over. But I think the decision was made. Hey, we're just going to go ahead, back off. I want to get my reset in as the Mordekaiser, and it's just going to be a back timer. So DCG, they managed to sneak away that first dragon, and MFT, while they were able to get the Rift Herald, they don't immediately try and capitalize off of that. So
yeah, they don't have shove or prior really going on in any wave, so there's not really a good opportunity for them to pop the Shelly into any lane. They do have about 4.5 minutes until they won't have the tower plate advantage. So they've got still a bit of time, you know, before tower plates and Shelly expire, for them to try to make that happen. It's just a bit hard for them. We're not really like Mordekaiser isn't quite gonna get the early shove versus Gwen. Seraphine could maybe drop all their spells, but it's also a bit difficult versus Talia to try and get shove.
Yeah, and we see a teleport coming in from Nessie to return into that mid lane. So when it comes to throwing down this Rift Herald, which lane do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be top, or do you think it's going to be bot lane? Or maybe the silver pick, maybe unlock things and get the Nautilus roaming, or maybe they don't even care about that bot lane. I feel like it has to be the top side, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've got 3 members around mid right now. Would be nice if they could try to make something happen versus Leaky's Gwen over up top, but I think it depends on just how much they prio the dragon setup that's going to come online in 2 minutes. They could very well just look to drop Shelly and then dragon for it later on over in mid or not. So Hana and Yumi gonna pay a visit to lane 2. Oh, she gets knocked back, forced to flash.
The knockback lands, but unfortunately, Nesty doesn't get the Unraveled Earth lined up in a nice spot that they are able to actually get the stun and then chain it into a kill. So missed execution there coming in from Nesty, and
Bunch of
Taco
cross map
continuing.
plays. Yep,
Just
top.
smack away at that top side, and timer is ticking, you know, 90 seconds until the next dragon. I think that's when we should see, of course, MFT try and make a play with this Rift Herald. So still a little bit of freedom, and now we're going to see 665 take away the Scuttle Crab.
I love
get a
the
little extra gold.
I love the change that. Oh, the double knockback. There's not quite. Oh, it was in his clone. Anyway, there's not quite follow-up onto the Wukong. However, you just gonna walk up that one pretty healthy. Pops the potion as well, but good job on this
It's going
team.
to be a mid.
Ward that just expired, and yep, they're gonna drop it over in mid. It's 45 seconds.
Teleport
to
coming
dragon.
in. Mordekaiser coming in with the teleport. This is what?
What?
I'm very confused. Because Taco, he's just walking back top lane, but
Taco top? Yeah, it sounds about right.
Jenny, explain the teleport to me.
So Dragon was up in 45 seconds. I think MFT what they wanted to do was they wanted to get prior mid, they wanted to get Shelly, maybe knock like 2 plates, 2 charges maybe onto the mid side tier 1, and then use that shove to rotate into a dragon. But I think it was probably about 30 seconds too early for that play. They kind of saw blood because they had 2 versus 1 after Misty didn't have VE available already. So I think just a bit of an antsy play from MFT. I like that they seem like they want to contest the second dragon. However, that's a point of contention that we were talking about in our previous game, that teams weren't contesting second dragon enough. So I like that MFT are already here and going for the setup.
Yeah, but they don't have the teleport from their top lane.
Yeah.
There's no Mordekaiser that's going to show up to this fight, and what do you know? Leaky is walking down into this bottom lane. This fight has to be played perfectly by the side of MFT, and it gets stolen away! Alright, the ultimate does come in, lands onto only one, and it's Hana, and 665 is getting taken so low. Will get the flash out of Cascada, but that is first blood going into the hands of Nesty and DCG. Looking for more. Cascada comes over the wall, and they just wipe the floor with the side of MFT. Jenny?
Yikes. Yikes. I think
help me out here.
What we want to say about this. So we're going to take a look at the replay. Right? The thing is, the bad thing for MFT is that they're usually a team fight team. They're usually the team that doesn't do well during laning, but then shows up during the team fight. So home 2, I think, only gets the charm onto Hana as well as the Yumi. It doesn't really have a lot of impact. I think MFT just really caught on the back foot and just forced to back out of that one. And I think kind of not on the same page with what they wanted to do, especially at the start of the fight. I think Home 2 was forced to like panic press the Seraphine ultimate, but didn't really have the best setup or position for that. And the thing is, for MFT's composition, you know, you have the Nautilus, which is kind of like a secondary engage, is kind of like a deny the Zeri from team fight. So you really need the Wukong to go in first, and then get the knock up, and then it's just about the follow up from Seraphine from Nautilus, right? But that just didn't happen during this team fight.
Alright, so if you're MFT, where do you go from here?
Home? Sorry. So,
What?
home? No, we're only 15 minutes in. They got a chance. They still got a chance. They ain't giving up just yet. They're gonna go over to Shelly. No. No. Yeah, so they get Shelly. They're going to hopefully try to make better use of it this time around. However, they are losing Cryo in top mid as well as bot. So most options in terms of the next dragon fight.
That's an ultimate.
Oh,
this is a 1v1. I think Taco's winning it. He doesn't even throw out the skill shot. He just bops him. But
Hana is zooming topside. There's the Q. Oh, it lands.
Got Woody coming in. I mean, there's no escape. There's no escape.
Dead.
He is a big dead. And 665. I mean, he's got his support coming in. The issue is he's a level down, so he's missing those stats. And when you're taking a 2v2 or against a Yumi, the Yumi just heals so much in some of these fights that
that
don't want to go for that.
Pretty sick. I'm glad that we've kind of moved away from the patch where staff was like just absolutely broken on like Yumi, on Seraphine. We kind of moved away from that. The thing is, Yumi is still pretty disgusting. The later the game gets, the more her heals are going to scale also. So that's always going to be hard for MFT to try and deal against. DCG will pick up the top river Scuttle. Nesty just farming out jungle because why not? He deserves it. I mean, I haven't really seen him create a lot of side lane pressure. He did have the ghost early on. He switched it for heal, but kind of the couple minutes where it was running that ghost, he didn't really go into the side lanes that much. So a bit disappointing. He is level 12 already, so there's not as big of a window for him to make use of the roaming Talia. But I mean, the rest of his team have been doing great, right? They're more than 2,000 gold up. They look like they, completely just chasing away Taco from the lane swap over here. He's still caught in the 1v1. There's a Patsias versus a Leaky, but kind of, we saw him win the 1v1 when he walked Gwen in, but the rest of his team just not doing as well. Misty right now forcing his movers wall to back out, actually. Oh no.
See ya.
Laters.
That's Nesty going to just go ahead, give up that top tower. No problem. They already have Herald anyway, so not much you can do about that one. And the interesting part about the Talia in the hands of Nesty has been really the fact that he doesn't really actually roam with the Talia pick and use it to aggressively make plays in the side lane. He'll either use it to get to the fight from sort of like a quirky package tool, or it really is very much a divider to set up for these dragon fights. And Leaky possibly caught out. Here's the whole squad. No. Leaky is immune, remember that, but the charm does land and Leaky will fall. 665 gets the kill. That's a nice two-man play, but they will give up third dragon. DCG onto Soul Point.
Yeah, are into Soul. At least the good thing for MFT, it's three different drags. DCG don't have any of the double stack of any one particular Drake, but we're also seeing just 12-13 Glen Right. She's just not tanky anymore. She's not as tanky, especially 1v2, 1v3. She can't easily escape even after she pops down the immune. Like, we don't see her being able to make it out of those fights. So the fact that Leaky's 0-2 in what we were saying, Gwen has to play that type of like bursty mage, get her first round of spells down, and then dip. She's just not able to play that when you're this far behind, right? So she's got the Rift Maker, but she doesn't really have the type of AP items that she will need to play that type of bursty mage. The thing is that she does build like that though. DCG don't quite have a front line either. Oh, again, Taco versus Leaky. Wet noodle fight? Come on. Yes? No?
I mean,
no? Yes?
it's sort of a wet noodle fight as Taco takes him into the death realm. Home 2 is here though to capitalize, but it doesn't look like he needs his help. Taco gets the 1v1. There is no Leaky. It's just the Taco. And the Gwen not having a good time.
Yeah, Leaky just being the biggest hole for his team right now. And yeah, that's all, man. He's not having a good time. Also, the fact that DCG picked the Gwen over in like second last rotation for their side, I just kind of expected a bit better from Leaky on 12-13 Gwen, because she's supposed to be very strong, but right now collapse happening down bot. Taco knows that he has to use the teleport for the faster get out of jail. And it's not going to cost them all that much. Next Dragon is 3 minutes. So Baron's up, but it's 2-1 minutes. It's very early for any possible Baron take. So it's not going to cost as much. So yeah, doesn't really hurt either side.
And right now, let's have a quick check-in on everyone's inventory. And in this top side, it's Taco now with a completed 2 items. That is big. Having the Nash's Tooth for the 1v1. And when it comes to the other carries, though, they're also doing pretty well for themselves. We've got completed 2 items in both of their hands for all these carries. Home 2, Archangel's Crown, interestingly enough. There's not necessarily a ton of poke coming in, so maybe that's the angle he's really approaching this. And then the big thing is the fact that Whale has 2 items completed onto the Sivir. Of course, 3 makes him really pop, but 2 is definitely nothing to scoff at either, right?
Yeah, like Crown plus the Seraphs, it really just means that Home 2 is kind of going to play as that like heal and CC bot, right? He's kind of going for that more like support, mid, Seraphine type of build. He wants to enable his carries. Hopefully for Whale to show up. Bit of a skirmish right here over in this mid tier 2.
Fight for the ward.
I mean, Vision's enduring, man. Like, whenever you press tab and then you realize, like, your ADC has literally 0 vision score, and you're like, wow, do you even have hands? Like, I mean, do you have eyes? Like, is that what's going on? Is vision just not important because you can't see? Like, what is going on? So,
going hard to the paint.
So, you know, it's just great that these teams are prioritizing their vision control. I mean, Leaky doesn't know who Taco's in this ward, right? But he's gonna play it safe also. So yeah, good self-control. Oh,
everyone's coming now.
Bringing the cat.
3v1. Can Taco do this? Of course, he still has the ultimate, so that's not going to be an issue. The jump in happens. The ult goes down, and now it's a 1v1 with Hana, and Hana is going to not drop as Hana will come out with the 1v1 victory. I do not believe it, but Taco also... was it just me, or did he just hold on to his ultimate? Did he not have ult?
Hana. I'm maintain that Hana's like top 3 jungler in the PCS. He's also so good at the smite fights at Baron to like flip game that we haven't seen yet, but I'm sure we'll see a lot of in playoffs. But I don't think I get a replay of that one. It did look as if Taco maybe didn't hit his ultimate, but regardless...
That's soul! This is soul!
Oh, they're not gonna contest, yo! Do something NFT!
He needs to try and make something happen, but unfortunately, he's out by himself. The rotation's not there from the rest of his team, and MFT.
That was such a good Weaver's Wall from Nesty. He kind of like predicted the path that 665 was going to have to walk out. He could have chosen like the right side, which was a bit slower, like the wrong side to walk out of. Then the range for the Weaver's Wall wouldn't have affected him. But he just predicted where 665 was going to try and back out of that one, so it does net them that kill along with the Hex Tech. So nicely done from Nesty. Good instincts. DCG are going to rotate over towards Baron also. Oh, this is just so bad for MFT. Oh, they don't get the knockout over the wall, so it's just going to be about half health for home 2, and I don't think MFT can face check. They cannot face check without the equal.
They don't have the option to flip,
Yep.
right? They don't have a smite available, so they're just gonna have to give up the Baron buff. Cascada comes over the wall, and it looks like they want blood. They're gonna try and just finish this game straight up here. Finding the fight, they get issue, and they're looking to try and chase down home 2 as well. They are so close to finishing him off, and they will be able to get the burn to get that kill. In Taco, he had such a lead in this 1v1, and unfortunately goes down to
he's gonna
Zeri
die
for that double kill.
The mad
Will
lad, he's
sticking
doing
around,
it.
gets himself ACS. Will
Sheesh.
to Hana in the end. DCG, they take Soul, they take Baron, they take some kills after as an after snack. And I mean, yeah, the whole rift's their oyster.
Yikes. Ishii just tried his best, man, and let's see V1 just wasn't quite able to protect his teammate right there. Nisty and Hana with the split push, securing bottom side split 2, and gold lead. 9,000 gold in favor of DCG. DCG have done so well in the last 4 minutes or so, making sure they pick up all the objectives available on the map. They picked up the Bark Dragon, they rotated that into the Baron pickup as well. They've got the split push going down, even Hana just absolutely Chad running it, dive in and pick up the kill onto Leo. And I don't see a timeline where MFT can really come back from this one. Take a look at the fight in mid again.
Yep, we are taking a look at the fight in the mid again, and it was Cascada jumping over the wall with the Yumi. On the side of MFT, they had no answers to the Zeri Yumi. This is why these combinations are so painful to deal with. That goes with the Sivir Yumi as well. It's just when you allow the Yumi to get out of lane like this, Yumi just scales like an absolute behemoth.
Yep.
And
I mean,
MFT, they're struggling, Danny.
Yeah, they're stuck in base right now. They're pretty much locked up in base jail. I don't really.
They're stuck home. They're trapped at home.
That's.
You told them you're sending them home,
man. But Sivir, I mean, Will maybe. Oh, he can't punish the range, and now they're diving. They're diving.
Not quite the fight there, but they will be able to take that top inhib, and now they're turning their attention towards this mid lane. There's so many minions to deal with. It's so hard for MFT. Yes, you have the Sivir wave clear, but now the engage comes in from Hana. Does land the multi-man charm coming in from home too. Not a bad start, but unfortunately, there's just no damage from the rest of the squad. Taco is able to find the 1v1 at long last against Leaky. But that's just the game. Spada throws down Supercharge, and he's just going to electrify the rest of the rifts. That's the fight done. That's going to be game, and it's 4 for 4 for one-sided games today.
Woo! DCG, they're not even trying to pad the kill here. They're just trying to fast end this one. They want to go home. They want to get dinner. You can see the player cameras on.